You will see me out there cutting grass.
I don't know no other mayor. I'm sorry, I just don't. That's gonna be out here grinding like me. That's gonna be out here boots on the ground like me. That's gonna put a shovel in their hand and actually do the work like me.
You will see me out there planting flowers.
10 to about 8 a.m. shoveling snow. And out here in this cold, shoveling snow.
That's the type of mayor I am. Listen, behind the desk is good, but I'm the type that, listen, if the neighbor or resident called me and said, I need help with something.
We have Valerie Stars, look. Yep. And I'm helping her get out of her garage. So she needs help to get out of her alley.
I'm that one, I'm in the car, I'm there at the house. I'm getting it done.
See, I'm here to help you no matter what and how you treat me. I'm still here, front and center.
Because that's just the type of person I am.
Hi you guys, welcome back. So this video is going to be another video on Cassie Crash Out. And I started it with a little mix of Tiffany Henyard and Cassaundra Jordan, just kind of showing you a little bit of the similarities that I see. This post was from Tiffany Henyard's Facebook, and she decided that it was a good look to actually repost this. Now, she originally posted, I believe, in 2022, and then she reposted it in 2024, I believe. But she just thought it was a good look. What she did in this post is she went out with the public works crew, and then she pretended that she was the reason why this resident named Valeria Stubbs, who needed, the driveway shoveled and her neighbor's driveway shoveled, Tiffany wanted to give the impression that she was the one coming out to shovel the snow. And she came and she made a whole Facebook video about it, saying things like, watch how you treat people because you never know when you're going to need the help. And in fact, this is the post she put along with this video. This is your loving reminder to stop being so hard on each other. We may disagree on the political playing field, but in reality, I love everybody. Had a great time shoveling snow for my residents. Received calls from a few familiar faces. LOL, heart, heart. What are you focusing on? I'm focusing helping everybody, even my haters. Even though they speak ill of me, I'm still here for them when they need me. That's what true leaders do. So, it just really grinds my gears, okay? When she talks about being a true leader. First of all, you got to be a leader first in order to be a true leader. This is not the behavior of a leader. So let's get back to some of Cassandra's Facebook rants and also a little bit more of the interview that she did with Regina Waldrop, and then I'll chime back in.
And I have literally been going hard since I've jumped into this race. Mild-mannered and being nice doesn't build a community. I want you guys to know and understand, this dude has been a trustee forever. What is he gonna do as a mayor that he couldn't do as a trustee? It's nothing against the other two. It's like having surgery, cutting out cancer, but then you leave a small portion of the cancer in. So now that you have gotten rid of a chunk of the cancer, now we got to go back in and do surgery and get rid of all the cancer. What sense does it make to get rid of Tiffany and you leave House and his people in there? Because they're all part of the same team. I actually had a meeting with investors, and a lot of the investors, they are willing to invest. They're willing to help bring businesses back into this community, but they want to make sure that they're doing it under the right leadership. And that's what we need. We know, economics. I mean, it's just like running a household. If you don't have any economics coming in, you can't run the household. So we got to get investors. We got to bring businesses back. When you make it attractive, then you start attracting home buyers.
All right, let's talk about some things she said in here. So she says, what good does it do to get rid of Tiffany but leave the others in there? Well, maybe because Tiffany was the source of the problem. Tiffany ends up being the source of a lot of problems because the constant behavior she exhibits is of a narcissist and a sociopath. And that's just my opinion. Like I've said before numerous of times, you guys, I am not a professional, okay? But if you guys have watched any of my videos, because I've made a lot of them, and I go over the board meetings with the trustees and Tiffany Henyard being mayor. I also go over the ones where Tiffany Henyard was a trustee. If you guys don't know, Tiffany Henyard was a trustee for 8 years, and she would constantly give the previous mayor a hard time on some things that she now does. Okay, just a total hypocrite all around. But I'm saying this to say she's the source of a lot of issues because she is the type of individual who always wants to be right, never admits when she's wrong, and does not like to compromise. And when I say she does not like to compromise, it's because I've seen older board meetings where the board is basically begging her to, okay, if you just compromise with us, we can get some things done, give a little, take a little, but she never budges. All right. And we see this to this day when she doesn't budge on giving people business licenses and liquor licenses so they can get their businesses open. The list just goes on and on. If she doesn't want to do it, she's not going to do it. She doesn't care if it's right or wrong. All right. That's my opinion because that's what I've seen. So yes, definitely need to be getting rid of Tiffany. As far as the trustees are concerned, Cassandra says, oh, Jason house is dirty. And she's saying, you need to get rid of them too. Why? She hasn't shown us any proof as to the trustees being dirty or, something been wrong with Jason house.
Now, Mr. House, it's time to tell about what you have been doing because you are not clean either. You just as crooked and corrupt as they come. Allegedly. Yeah, I'm going to say that.
There has been nothing shown. Once again, no proof, no receipts, just like someone else, right?
In the next week or two, you will hear myself speak to anything anyone has spoken about me, anything anyone has put out there, because it's facts over fiction for me. So I will state facts. I will show receipts.
Guess what? It's about to go down. If you want the truth, tune in, because I got the tea. With the receipt. Go tell that.
And I will be doing a whole platform literally almost every day, let alone every other day. And this is day one of Truth Speaks. This is my intro to Truth Speaks. And y'all asked me for the receipts, but I got the receipts right here on ice, like I always do. Y'all asked for it, and I'm about to deliver. I got episode after episode after episode. Just wait your turn. Yeah, your turn coming. Just wait. Y'all doing all that talking. Y'all doing all that lying. Stop lying on me before I start telling the truth on y'all. And that's what this is. Truth Speaks right here.
And then another thing she mentions is about she's been talking to investors.
I actually had a meeting with investors. And a lot of the investors, they are willing to invest. They're willing to help bring businesses back into this community, but they want to make sure that they're doing it under the right leadership.
So Cassaundra Hopson-Jordan, Cassie Jordan, whatever this woman's name is, because I saw on Dolton Politics page, they posted up a whole list of aliases that she supposedly went by. I don't know if it's true, but this is just a post, you guys. I will just throw it up there for you to look at. Now, I don't know if all those aliases are legit or not, but she does have 6 different Facebook accounts. And I'm just going to go ahead and put those up on the screen for you guys so you can see for yourself these accounts. And I believe it's easy to make sub accounts from your main accounts. I don't know. I'm not a real big Facebook user, but my guess would be that 2 or 3 might be ideal because some people might want to separate their personal life from their business life and maybe their party like social life from their personal family life. But I feel like 6 might be a little bit too much, you guys. Let me know if I'm nitpicking on this because like I said, I'm not on Facebook that much. So maybe I'm just out of the loop. So the knowledge with all these accounts and supposed aliases, let's get to the point I'm trying to make. She seems to be presenting herself as a lot of different people, and she's been having all these side conversations with investors. It's kind of given the feel that her intentions for wanting to be mayor of Dolton have some underlying ulterior motives. That's just my opinion. That's what I'm feeling due to her extensive background in real estate. And I've touched on this on one of my previous videos. So you guys, all the addresses that you're seeing on screen, I guess is of her previous residencies or houses she's flipped, I'm guessing, or, houses that she sold during real estate. Either way, these are a lot of different places that she's been. And it goes all the way back to 1990. And these are not things she's trying to hide, okay? She says she bought her neighbor's house.
This house right here, when our neighbor passed, I bought the house from the son so it wouldn't just not sit, so it can be back on the tax bracket. I was willing to work extra hours, do whatever I had to do to make sure that this house stayed on the tax bracket.
And then she also said they moved in with her husband's mother, not mother-in-law for some reason. She didn't refer to her as that. So she moved in with her husband's mother and they lived there and then sent the mother off to her nursing home. And then they were able to purchase the house after that. Basically, she didn't say exactly like that, all right, but that was the sequence in her acquiring her mother-in-law's house. She also mentioned that her hands have been on at least 5 houses on the block she lives on.
My hands has literally been on 5 houses in this block.
What that means, I don't know. She like helped fix them up. She was involved in flipping them. I don't know. She didn't really go into detail. Okay. But the bottom line is she's heavily into real estate. Dolton has a lot of abandoned houses. My opinion, from an outsider's perspective, I don't live in Dolton. I would not vote this woman in as mayor.
People will tell you that know me on this block. I have taken in foster kids. I have taken in homeless people. Y'all are one paycheck from being homeless. I have let them live in my house. I have adjusted my life to help someone get up on their feet. Those are the type of things that I have done.
She obviously has some other motives. She has a lot going on. She has a lot of aliases, allegedly, okay? But she does have an extensive background in real estate, and that should be a red flag in itself. All right, you guys, let's get back to Cassie Crash Out.
But they know me, they know of my character. A lot of them have worked with me. They're willing to bet their money on me and help building this community back up. And yes, I'm calling them stupid, and because the actions of them are stupid. Now, and if you don't agree with what I say, baby doll, stroll on. And let me tell you something, I don't fit your narrative. That's the problem.
So social media is okay, but you're more that in-person contact.
Yes. I could care less what you say on the internet. I could care less. And I left a meeting because I don't want to be dealing with a bunch of ignorant folks. I want you all to know Jason House is not the mayor of Dolton. And far as I'm concerned, he won't be if I can help it. He ain't as clean as people think he is. It's like getting rid of Lucifer, but you keep Satan in. It's like getting rid of Lucifer, but you keep Satan in.
So I'm going to address some of the things she said in here. So first of all, once again, she's trying to give the impression that Jason House is dirty somehow, but not coming with any receipts. And even going to the extent by saying, oh, you guys got rid of Lucifer, but you're keeping Satan in. I mean, just over the top. But another thing she's mentioning that she's ranting and raving about on her Facebook post is about a resident. When she's saying, I'm not going to be dealing with no ignorant folk, she's talking about a resident that she had an encounter with at one of the Dolton board meetings. And this is probably the first board meeting she's ever been to. Honestly, I've never seen her at any board meetings, and I've watched a lot of them. And that right there should be another big red flag, because that means she just came out of nowhere and she's expecting to just be voted in as mayor. But let's talk about this resident that she had an encounter with. So this rant on Facebook was basically about her experience at the board meeting. And I'm just going to show some footage of the resident who was trying to talk to Cassandra, and then I will chime back in.
I just want to say, I talked to, is she still here? Cassandra?
Now somebody tried me tonight, and that thing almost went left. I'm just telling you, don't get in my personal space.
She's not here. Okay. I asked her a simple question, which she could not answer.
So let's not do that. You don't get to approach me. You don't get to do any of that.
And unfortunately, I got the runaround. I wish she was here.
Don't mess around and find out.
I got a spiel. She couldn't answer my question, but she wanted to overtalk me. And I asked her, can you just answer my question?
You don't get to get in my personal space. You don't get to come ask me questions. You don't get to do any of that.
What is it that you believe these trustees have done wrong? Because you keep saying that they're crooked, they've done something wrong, but you are not telling me anything.
Don't mess around and find out. Do not get in my personal space. Don't come with me with no bad energy.
She cuts me off again. She can't give me an answer. So I politely say, okay, you want to talk over me. You want to answer my question. You're doing a Henyard on me. What did I say that for?
That's you and your feelings and your perception and your emotions. All I can say to you is get over it, because I could care less. I could care less at all.
The lady called me a little girl.
You all really need to grow up and get yourselves together. A lot of you guys need to grow up. You guys are so immature, it's unbelievable.
Told me basically to get a life. So anybody that's running, that's a candidate for the mayor, you would think that person would want to address your question, give you an answer.
Don't get up in my personal space. Don't get up in my face, because I'm telling you now, that ain't gonna work out well for you.
You would think that person would want you to know what their platform is instead of being combative with them.
I don't care who you are. I don't care how old you are. You will not come in my personal space with no foolishness. That ain't gonna work out well for you. I'm just telling you.
I have high anxiety.
I don't understand why people are so upset. Some folks are so upset till they trembling. They ready to cry. Like,
And that woman is causing the same anxiety as the outgoing mayor. And I can't deal with nobody like that.
you will not get up in my personal space. I'm just telling you. Because that might not work out well for you.
That's all I have to say, people. I'm sorry. I have to get that out because I still have anxiety.
So this is the woman who apparently got under Cassie Crash Out's skin. Okay, she tried to ask Cassandra a question and Cassandra basically brushed her off, didn't want anything to do with her. This is a resident and you're claiming that you want to be a mayor of this village that this resident resides in, and your first reaction is to brush her off, call her a child, and then follow up with saying things like this on social media about the incident.
And yes, I'm calling them stupid, and because the actions of them are stupid. Now, and if you don't agree with what I say, baby doll, stroll on.
Like I said, I don't think she's ever been to any of these board meetings. If she did, she didn't pay attention to all the things that the previous mayor had to deal with. He sat there and he would listen to the residents, and at times he would let members of the board of trustees respond to those residents. He would respond to their concerns as well. Now, I know for all you guys who have really been in this whole saga thing and been watching these older board meetings, yes, I know that Mayor Riley Rogers also cut off the citizens' voices at one point when it didn't serve his purpose. And I did make a video on that as well, kind of comparing Tiffany Henyard to the older mayor. So I have some comparisons in there. If you guys want to check that video out, I'll pop it up on the screen for you so you can go back after this video, of course, and check that one out. It was pretty neat. I won't say it's neat because it just shows the hypocrisy of Tiffany Henyard, how she does some of the same things that she used to get on the previous mayor about. Because one of the major things that Tiffany Henyard did when she first became mayor was change the structure of citizens' address to where citizens could come up and just voice what they had to say, but they wouldn't get any response from the board or the mayor. So pretty much what Cassaundra Jordan is saying, don't come up to me, don't ask me any questions, you don't get to get in my personal space, okay? And she repeated that over and over and over again during this Facebook rant.
And I want people to feel safe. I want you to get to know me. Do not get in my personal space. Don't come with me with no bad energy. Don't do any of that.
So she's made it abundantly clear that she doesn't care what you have to say. If you're not in agreement with her, then you can move it along because she's not interested in what the residents have to say. Once again, you guys, if you're from Dolton, please look at this woman and her character. You should know this is not a person you want in charge of a village that you have to live in. That's my opinion. All right, let's get back to more of these Cassie Crash Out highlights.
April 1st is election. You're going to be doing a lot of door knocking up until then.
Yes. Every weekend throughout the week, I'm out. I know Dolton is kind of divided up in like 4 zones. And each zone, each weekend, I'm going out, knocking on doors, passing out flyers, addressing the issues of the people. You guys put people in office off of personality. Oh, we thought Tiffany was so great. Well, now you all are doing the same thing. Jason, he's so mild-mannered. He's such a calm guy. Mild-mannered don't build a community.
Sorry guys, I just had to jump in here because she talks about Jason House being calm and mild-mannered like it's a bad thing and saying that that's not going to build a community. Well, Cassandra, please educate us. What's going to build a community? Because loudmouths who don't know how to work as a team or know when it's time to sit down, reflect, and listen instead of running their mouths all day on Facebook or any platform they get on. It's not the way to build a community and bring people closer together. Because we've already seen what happened when Dolton had a mayor who was anything but mild-mannered. You know, you remember this girl right here, the one I'm putting up on the screen? They've already been through that, okay? The child was not mild-mannered. And yes, I'm talking about her being the mayor in past tense because she's already lost that fight, okay? She's still trying to go for Thornton Township, but I don't think she has a chance there either. But let's get back to the mild-mannered, not building a community me. No, I think their best bet is to go with Jason House. Let's continue.
Because I don't want nobody to mess around and find out. Okay? Because I don't want to have to go there, and you don't want me to have to go there. Do you understand?
Do you go to the meetings? If so, why or why not?
I go to the meetings, but I'm the type of person, I like to be productive. I don't like my time wasted. Because one thing about time, and I'm getting older, you got to maximize every moment. So when I go to these meetings, and a lot of times I feel like they're a waste of time because you get nothing accomplished.
Fake news. And yes, I said it. Trustee Ed Steve, you lost your seat. Trustee Kiana Belcher, Trustee Tammy Brown, and Trustee Jason House will go and stand before the media and be so negative as it relates to anything that's going on in our city. Better become a little harder than that, because y'all trying to drag my name. It ain't gonna work. At the end of the day, I keep telling y'all gonna put some respect on my name. I earned my seat. I won by 82%. I don't know how many times I got to keep telling y'all this. You guys keeping us in a deficit. Every time they talk about deficit, y'all should ask them who creating this deficit.
They're a waste of time because you get nothing accomplished.
I'm speaking to my board. Now, one of y'all use common sense. Obviously, y'all didn't read your package, but y'all got the same information that we gave to everybody else. But I want to show y'all the facts. And I try to point out every single board meeting how they neglect y'all, how they don't pay bills to that one vendor that actually get paid. The trustees took you out of that.
You get nothing accomplished.
Y'all didn't do that to Riley Rogers. Y'all didn't do that to Bill Shaw. Y'all didn't do that to Ronnie Lewis. You didn't do it to any of the men that sat in this seat before me. Never judge a person off of hearsay. Come and see for yourself. When y'all do know I am the first. I'm the first youngest female mayor. Female.
They're a waste of time because you get nothing accomplished.
I agree, Cassandra. I know the trustees did feel like it was a waste of time, especially when Tiffany Henyard would monopolize the time a lot of times, okay, by going on these long grandstands and rants. And this one in particular that I actually chopped up that you guys just saw lasted a whole 35 minutes. Okay, obviously I wasn't going to play the whole thing during this video, but just chopping that little bit up, it was just so much. And it was just of her going on and on, berating the trustees, just talking bad to people, what she did best. So yeah, there was a lot of time wasted, but it wasn't on the trustees' end.
So I'll go to the meetings, but when it's not productive, I can find something else to be doing. I'm military. You know, we don't just sit around and we go out in the field and we get it done.
What branch?
Navy.
How many years?
I was in 6 years. I did 4 reserve and then I finished out, 4 active, and then I finished out with the reserve. I was in doing the Gulf War.
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. So after that Gulf War, I'm like, you know, I love my country, but I love me more. Yeah. But let's talk about the numbers. The numbers, they were not all Jason House supporters. Because as I stated before, and a lot of people have actually stated and reiterated to me, that they are not for House nor were they for Tiffany, but they just knew that they did not want Tiffany no longer in the seat. At the end of the day, it's time to clean the whole house. So now that you guys have gotten rid of Tiffany, now it's time to get rid of House. It's time for him to go. Because I don't believe with my whole heart that he is good for this village. A lot of you all have been groomed to think that they have been the good guys, that they have been fighting. Well, hell, they the ones started the fight and created the fight. So let's not forget that. And I will not let the people in the village of Dolton forget that these are the people that ran on Tiffany's ticket. These are the people. See, they call me the Tiffany plant, but you will never find a video, you will never find a conversation, you will never find anything whereas you have ever seen me and Tiffany ever together. But you will find numerous of videos of the trustees with Tiffany, numerous of videos of them knocking on doors, promoting her, and getting you all to vote for her. So now that they have gotten you guys to vote for her, now they put out this narrative and all this crazy stuff to make them look like they're good.
So this argument doesn't hold water, okay? Yes, you're going to find multiple videos of Tiffany Henyard and the trustees together because they have to go to these board meetings. Yes, you're going to find videos of them going out and campaigning when they actually wanted to be the dream team. when they actually thought Tiffany Henyard might be a good candidate for mayor. So yes, they got behind her and they helped her. Unlike Tiffany Henyard likes to put out the narrative that they ran on her ticket and without her, they would not be trustees. No, they had to go out and convince residents that Tiffany Henyard was actually okay to vote for, because a lot of them didn't want to, because some of them knew how she acted as a trustee and they actually had their antennas up. They weren't buying into her, oh, you know, coming to your door and vote for me and giving out free food and all this stuff, because she was already doing that as a trustee. You know, she was going door to door during COVID, dropping off some little groceries and stuff. You know, a lot of the residents weren't really buying into it, so the trustees did go out, they helped her campaign, they convinced a lot of people to vote for Tiffany Henyard. And a lot of it had to do with identity politics as well, which I did a video on that if you guys want to check that out. After this, check that one out too. But like I say, I'm not a political scientist, so I just did my opinion on the situation and how Tiffany Henyard actually became mayor, despite all the warning signs, okay? Because there was a lot. I mean, her character hasn't changed much from when she was a trustee, just all out disrespectful, loud. How she used to act then and act now, the same. She just got a little bit more power and a little bit more money. But another thing that Cassandra said is that the trustees were paying people to paint Tiffany Henyard in a certain light, and that they started all this, and that they're the reason why all of this is happening the way that it's happening.
Most of you all don't even know Jason House. You just going off what the YouTubers are feeding you. Money well spent. Yeah, they paid them. Money well spent. They paid them to paint the narrative.
Tiffany Henyard paints herself in her own light, okay? She doesn't need any help displaying the type of person she is, all right? She does that to full capacity. No problem there. But Cassandra did imply that trustees were paying people to do all this. I mean, there's a lot of accusations she's just throwing out there towards Jason House and the trustees. And honestly, if she actually took the time to watch any of these older board meetings, she would see how wrong she is. Because there's plenty of videos of these board meetings that show Tiffany Henyard before she became mayor, when she became mayor, and then shortly after she became mayor, she flipped the script. It was all about, nope, I'm in control, I make the decisions. I don't even have to do background checks, okay? We already know about that. If you guys don't know, she wasn't doing background checks. The trustees were just trying to get a hold on her spending and on her decision making, because both were out of control. But I'm gonna leave it here for today, you guys. If you made it this far, definitely hit that like button for me. If you want to check out a couple of my videos that I mentioned earlier in this video, I talked about the identity politics one. I talked about the compare the mayors ones, where we compared Tiffany Henyard with the old mayor. I just have those for you guys up on the screen real fast. If you want to check any of those out, go ahead, click those and check them out. I'll talk to you guys next time. Please remember to leave it a like, and if you're new here, subscribe.